Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to the room. How you doing? How you doing today? I hope all is well. I hope you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night based on wherever you're tuning in from. Today is July 21st, and needless to say, the American public has received some real news. Today, the current seated president, Joe Biden, has withdrawn from the presidential reelection race. I have to tell you guys, I suspected this was going to happen. Um, there has been grumblings and rumors coming from some of the senators and different politicians who've worked with Joe Biden in the past. And they definitely have been asking for the president to step down ever since his debate performance. His debate performance was a huge problem. And I must say, I didn't watch the full debate, but I watched, clips of when he was speaking and different clips that they kind of pulled out that showed a definite issue as far as, where he is in his mind. But today is a historical moment. Hey, Michelle, welcome. Hey, Crystal Mods, welcome. Hi, Bush Babies. How you guys doing? Welcome. Please smash that like button for me. And if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing today. Set your notifications to all so that you're notified when I go live or add new content. Excuse me. Hey, Kaya and Kayla's mom. Hey, Lisa says what? Welcome. So I wanted to come on and talk about the monumental change that has happened on Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, for the tenure of President Biden's presidency, I have not really heard and or seen much of Kamala Harris. I do know that her father is Jamaican and her mother, I believe, is Asian or Indian, something to that effect. I'm not sure. We'll get into her origins because I have some information that I've pulled up on her, but I haven't really heard much as far as her policies and things like that. Like, for instance, when Obama was in office, we saw Joe Biden as the vice president. We saw him out there doing different things, going into Senate and working. I don't know if she's more of a person who prefers to work in the background, or maybe they have just been playing her to the background, because let's be honest, she's the first melanated vice president and she's a woman. So, it's quite possible that maybe they didn't, kind of snapshot all of her accolades and her accomplishments. So tonight, which is nighttime for me, I wanted to come to you guys with some of the information that I found out about Kamala Harris. Oh my God, my incense. Let me move this incense, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Uh oh. There we go. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. All right, so Kamala, I think it's D Devi or Devi. It's Devi, Devi Harris. Was born October 20th, 1964, which makes her 59 years old in Oakland, California. She is married. Her husband's name is Douglas Emhoff. Now, I want to know, why doesn't she have her husband's last name if she's married? Maybe because of her career. Well, we'll get into that. But I'm thinking it's based on her career path and what she's been doing in government. She has been a long term figure in government. Previous offices include Senator, California, 2017 to 2021. She was the Attorney General of California from 2011 to 2017. Of course, we all know she's a part of the Democratic Party, and she actually attended UC Law in San Francisco, as well as Howard University. And they have her nationality when I looked it up because I wanted to just see what Google categorizes her as. Because once it's out there on Google these days, it's a fact. So I was looking, and it said that her nationality is American, which I don't know. I would have imagined that they would have identified her properly as an melanated American, because that's exactly what she is. But Kamala worked in the office of the district attorney of Alameda in 1990, and in 1998, Harris left to work for the district attorney's office in San Francisco. In 2003, Harris became the district attorney of San Francisco. So very successful. That tells me that she knows how to work her way up in the ranks, clearly, from starting as a district attorney in Alameda to becoming the district attorney of San Francisco. Okay, not bad at all. Not bad at all. That takes hard work, dedication, and a lot of strength, especially for a melanated woman. Guys, that's seriously like, okay, I see you, girl, glass ceilings. Okay, no problem. She worked as the Attorney General of California until 2017, when she became a senator for California. And now she is an American politician and attorney who is the 49th and current Vice President of the United States of America since 2021. And as we all know, as of today, she became the Democratic Party's presidential candidate by endorsement. This is by endorsement of the president. It is my understanding that Kamala Harris still needs to get the votes of the delegates. So this is not like a set in stone. She still has to actually work to get those votes. They may have already worked it out to say that she is going to be at the top of the ticket and all delegates are on board, and it's just going to be a formality for them to do it at the Democratic convention, like they just did the Republican. So we'll see. We shall see. Some of her accomplishments. Let's go over her accomplishments. She has led the fight for the freedom of women to make decisions about their own bodies, the freedom to live safe from violence, the freedom to vote, and the freedom to drink clean water and breathe clean air. So, those are basic needs of a human being. And so far from what what I've shared and what I've actually read all of this before I came on, but what I've already shared with you guys, it's just I don't know if she is literally qualified. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about her qualifications? I mean, she is the current VP, so it would be safe to assume that she is currently making decisions for the country on behalf of, the president, on behalf of the Democratic Party's agenda. I would imagine that she is currently, a part of the inner workings. But my biggest issue, guys, is that she's played the background for the majority of her vice presidency. Is it just me? Y'all let me know in the comments. And if you're catching this on the replay, guys, please feel free to answer the questions in the comments. I read all comments and I will definitely respond. But I need y'all's feedback because I just feel like she's played the background quite a bit at the top of the Democratic ticket. And it concerns me a little bit. First, before I go any further, I can freely speak about this topic without being emotional or anything because I don't have a party. I'm not allowed to vote, guys. I'm allowed to pay taxes in the US, but not to vote because I am a Jamaican citizen. And I am still a Jamaican citizen. I have permanent residency here, so no need to call ICE or anything. They're not going to come get me. But because of that, unless you're a United States citizen, you're not allowed to vote. So because of that, I'm able to take a unique perspective and sit back and really analyze both candidates without having any type of emotional attachment and looking straight at policy, performance, and history. So let me read some of you guys' comments. I agree, Crystal. He should have stepped down quite a long time ago. And I don't know why people have such disdain for her, Michelle, because I don't see it. I don't see it. She does need to actually find the ideal running mate. I don't know who she's going to identify. And the funny part is that when they made the announcement today, many of the news outlets did state that she has been looking into a running mate already. in the event that this was, you know, the situation or the circumstance that they've arrived. She has been kind of working on that in the background. So hopefully she's identified a few good candidates that have a good record, a good track record. Um, because for some reason, I think the Democrats believe that they're going to win with her at the top of the ticket. But as we all know, she is the Vice President of the United States of America. It says that she always fights for the people. From her barrier breaking time as District Attorney of San Francisco and Attorney General of California, to proudly serving as a United States Senator and now Vice President. On January 20th, 2021, Kamala Harris was sworn in as Vice President, the first woman, the first Black American, and the first South Asian American to be elected to this position. I take issue with them not mentioning her Jamaican heritage. I really do. I take issue with it. I take issue with it because how, like, why are they cutting off? I guess, well, they would actually view me the same way. They would actually view me the same way. So they would view me as not as just a Black American. They would say African American. That's what it say on the census paper. So, um, at any rate, you guys know that her father is her heritage, her culture. Her dad's side is Jamaican. And for that, I'm going to say, oh, hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. For that, I'm going to say, big up yourself. You guys, if you know, you know, I'm Jamaican. And I feel like as a people, we're resilient. I feel that we are strong, dedicated, hardworking people. So that's definitely a plus in my book for Vice President Harris, now candidate Kamala Harris. Now, as Vice President, she has worked to bring people together, to advance opportunities, deliver for families, and protect fundamental freedoms across the country. She has led the fight for the freedom of women to make decisions about their own bodies, the freedom to live safe from future violence, the freedom to vote, and the freedom to drink clean water and breathe clean air. Did I just start over? Hold on. While making history at home, she is also representing the nation abroad in more than a dozen foreign trips, something that Donald Trump may do, because I don't believe a convicted felon can hold a passport. I just traveling to more than 9 countries and meeting with more than 150 world leaders to strengthen critical global alliances. So, okay, we have I have to do a bit more research on Kamala Harris because clearly she has been working. She has been meeting with world leaders. She does have connections within the political arena. So I feel a little bit more confident about her chances and her capability to actually lead and make decisions. You know what I mean? Because she's definitely doing this. All right. The vice president has been a partner to President Joe Biden as they work together to deliver monumental achievements that are life changing Americans. Together, they have invested in the economy to create a record number of jobs and keep unemployment low. The work has led to more small businesses to more small business creation in a 2-year period than any previous administration. That is key. That's key. It's key. I've heard a lot of talk about, people saying, oh, you know, Biden's policies are her policies. Um, so why would anybody vote for her? Because, she carries the same track record. At least that's what the Republican Party is gearing up to say. But I want to just say to you guys to give her a fair shot. Give her a fair shot, just as you would give any other presidential candidate. Give them a shot. We have yet to hear her come forward and speak to the American people publicly in her new capacity as candidate Kamala Harris. So I think it's very important that, we kind of, I'm hearing also that, she's going to have a hard time with the woman vote. And that really hurt my feelings. That really hurt my feelings because I'm like, why would she have a problem with the? She's a woman. Like, why are we still in that stage and in that phase where we clap for each other, guys? Are we we're still doing that? And I'm not saying that Kamala Harris should get Kamala Harris should get your vote because she's a woman or because she's melanated. No. I'm just saying that you need to for an opportunity, look at policies, find out what she's done as the vice president. I mean, she's been a public service. She's been in public service pretty much her entire career. So there's a lot of information that you can find out. Her track record should speak for itself. And if you look at it, her track record is actually better than Donald Trump's. Trump only had one presidency. He was only a public servant for 4 years. Because the president is supposed to serve the people. Okay? The president is supposed to serve the people. That's the job of the president. And I just, how do I say this? In this current climate and in this current situation, I just want you guys to make informed decisions. I'll just put it like that. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to all of the other vloggers who are talking about this one is this and this one is that, demonizing the Republicans, demonizing the Democrats. No, pick up their policies, guys. Pick up their policies, read them. If you don't want to read them, or if you have eye issues, which I have eye problems, get Siri to read it to you. There's so many, we have to start making very informed decisions. The choices that we make now will impact generations to come. And I hope that, we're all at a point where we understand that. They capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors, cut prescription prices, and improved maternal health by expanding postpartum care through Medicaid. They passed the first meaningful Pum Pum safety law in 3 decades, forming a bipartisan coalition. They enacted a $1 million investment in the country's infrastructure to remove every lead pipe in America and make the most significant investment in public repairing bridges and high speed internet in history. As president of the Senate, Vice President Harris, candidate Harris, set a new record for the most tie-breaking votes cast by a vice president in history, surpassing a record that had stood for nearly 200 years. And her votes have been consequential. This includes casting the decisive vote to secure passage of the landmark Inflation Reduction Act, the largest investment ever in tackling the climate crisis. She also presided over the unprecedented vote to confirm the first Black woman justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, to the Supreme Court, while working alongside President Biden to achieve historic representation of women and people of color among nominees at all levels of the federal government. Fighting for the people is nothing new for candidate Harris. In 2017, she was sworn into the United States Senate, where she campaigned legislation to fight hunger, provide rent relief, improve maternal health care, expand access to capital for small businesses, revitalize America's infrastructure, and combat the climate crisis. She questioned 2 Supreme Court nominees while serving on the Judiciary Committee. She also worked to keep the American people safe from foreign threats and crafted bipartisan legislation to assist in securing American elections while serving on the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence in 2010. Candidate Harris was elected Attorney General of California, where she oversaw the largest state justice department in the country. She took on those who were preying on the American people, winning a $20 million settlement for Californians whose homes had been foreclosed on a $1.1 billion settlement and Oh, goodness, wait a minute. Foreclosed on, and a $1.1 billion settlement for students and veterans who were taken advantage of by a for profit education company. She also defended the Affordable Care Act in court and embraced enforcement laws. I'm sorry, enforced, y'all, I must be tired. And enforced environmental laws. In 2004, Vice President Harris was elected district attorney of San Francisco, where she was a national leader in the movement for the LGBTQ plus rights, officiating the first same sex wedding after Proposition 8 was overturned. She also established the office's Environmental Justice Unit and created a groundbreaking program to provide first time drug offenders with the opportunity to earn a high school degree in employment, which is the U.S. Department of Justice designated, which is the U.S. Department of Justice as a national model of innovation for law enforcement. And years earlier, in 1990, she joined the Alameda County District Attorney's Office, where she specialized in prosecuting child SA cases. Vice President and now candidate Harris was born in Oakland, California, as the daughter of immigrants. She grew up surrounded by a diverse community and a loving extended family. She and her sister, Maya, were inspired by their mother, Shyamala. Shyamala. I think her mother's name is pronounced Shyamala. It's Shyam, no, Amala. I hope I said that right. A breast cancer scientist and pioneer in her own light, who came to the United States from India at the age of 19 and then received her doctorate the same year that Kamala was born. Both of the vice president's parents were active in the civil rights movement and instilled in her a commitment to build strong co- coalitions that fight for the rights and freedoms of all people. They brought her to civil rights marches in in a stroller and taught her about heroes like Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall and civil rights leader Constant Baker uh, Multy. Harris went on to graduate from Howard University and then the University of California, um, had what is it? Hastings College of Law in 2014. She married Douglas Emhoff, a lawyer. They have they have a large blended family that includes their children, Ella and Chloe. I think it's Chloe. As a trailblazer throughout her entire career, the vice president is committed to fulfilling the Biden Harris administration policies. Okay. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that she's going to be a strong candidate for Trump, or do you think that it's just a no? Because I'm hearing a lot of mixed views. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that there's no chance that she's going to win, which would be unfortunate because I want people, like I said, to give her a fair shot at this. You know, the Democratic Party is hitting the reset button, probably, as Crystal, like you pointed out, they should have done it much sooner. This should have been done probably months ago. But I think the Democratic Party did not want to accept the fact that Joe Biden is just, this should be his last term. After this term, he needs to, he's had years in politics. He's had years on the Hill. He's had years in the White House. I think it's safe to say it's time for him to retire and go enjoy, the next chapters. So it would have been good for them to turn the table or turn the tide to Kamala much sooner. But I just wanted to share a little bit about her. There's a lot more out there, guys, about her that you guys can find. The White House has her full bio on their website. Their policies are there as well. I'm reading through the policies to see, who's up, because regardless of the fact that I cannot vote, I still want to know who's in control of the country that I reside in. just because I am not allowed to vote as a green card holder, I still want to know, what the potential is, what's ahead, so I could forecast and see when I need to go back to Jamaica. I mean, you know what? I'm not counting her out. We have not. It's funny, we're in a society where, people think they can just say it and that's it. First of all, we haven't even seen her get on a debate stage. We haven't heard her do a serious interview to, share what her goals are, what her vision is for the country, and for all people, not just Black people, not just LGBTQ plus community. I mean, everybody. Like, what is her state of the union? Because I understand that Biden has policies, but now that she's at the top of the ticket, I would imagine that she would be adding a few more items to her agenda. And I'm interested in hearing it. And I just urge you guys to give her a chance. Give her an opportunity. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here, Crystal. Hey, Susan. Thank you for stopping in. Kaya and Kayla's mom, thank you for being here. Lisa says, what? Hey, lady. Michelle, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Let me see. Who else is in here? That's it. That's everybody. And Bush Babies, thank you for being here also. I appreciate it. Replay gang, be sure to chime in on the conversation. Let me know what your thoughts are on Kamala Harris. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think? Do you think that she has a chance to take it home for the Democratic Party? Or do you think it's over with for that? See you guys in the comments.